Hello, welcome to my Sunday Farm. Today I have an update and I really wanna get into it, but this is so much, guys. So I will tell you ahead of time. This is part of the last time I gave news updates. I mentioned this one. It was in Suffolk County. I wrote Suffolk County Park incident. It started in Babylon. So if you remember the school children that found an arm at the park near a school they were walking in the morning to, so they were walking to school and they found body parts, and like it was near a school that was by their school. So they were on their way and they stopped and the cops were called, everything. And the cops searched and found two areas of the park to have body parts of one man, one woman. They had tattoos. They still have not been identified to release to the public. So they're in their 50s and they cohabitated in the same home together. So they were living together. They were a couple. So the investigators found their prior address where they stayed in Amityville. They found that they had, in fact, lived together before. So they were together for a while. And they found the prior address in Amityville. And the thing is about this investigation was that at first the preliminary said, well, they have tattoos, they're gangsters. And that's what they assumed. Many can speculate, many judge, and you will find in this space, women with tattoos are very harshly judged. And in this case, they even thought that they had first believed the pair of victims had fallen into a gang dispute. So it's pretty, that judgment weighs pretty heavy. So upon further investigation, 4 arrests were made, including the 3 current residents of that house in Amityville, and 1 homeless suspect. So 4 altogether, and 3 resided there at the prior address. So the home was searched, and the plumbing disassembled in effort to conduct full recovery of the cadavers entirely, as the suspects allegedly attempted to use the sewage as a means to rid of the evidence, making the house unlivable. So the entire search took 3 days, at least at the park. So I don't know how long it took for them to get through with the 3 areas that were found to have remains of the 2 victims, but they were found at the home as well, where they had previously lived, when they were alive. So the suspects were detained and questioned. Questioning revealed the woman, the deceased, was seeing a male suspect who lived at the Amityville address. The love triangle pointed at a heat of passion homicide. So this is what they believe right now. This is what they have. They threw out that gang stuff, and now they're thinking it's a passion killing. So the suspects: Amanda Wallace, 40, Jeffrey Mackey, 38, and Stephen Brown, 44. These 3 reside in the home at Amityville. Alexis Nieves, 33, she is documented as being homeless. So after they saw a judge, they were released. So immediately after they saw the judge, this caused a sensation and buzz in the media. swimming photog journalists, just covered them. Like, it was just like a whole, it was just a whole thing, a whole scene as they hid their faces leaving the jail. So they were like trying to cover their faces because there was so many angles, and it was just ridiculous. Now public awareness allowed for legislation and finger pointing, placing the blame on all levels of jurisdiction. So whenever you get a crime that gets a lot of attention in the media, immediately it gets political. You can't deny that. So in 2019, backstory, Governor Andrew Cuomo, made lesser crime bailouts instead of addressing real issues. A handout, get out of jail free card. So he thought, well, we have a lot of crimes that are lesser in order to keep the jail free from overpopulation and keep the good guys out of jail and keep the bad guys in, and get the real criminal, the real hard criminal in the jail and stay there. He thought that was the way to do it. And maybe he didn't think that far. Maybe he just thought, hey, there's some people who can't afford an attorney. Let's just do it this way. And that's what I believe he did. And because of that, they call this the bail reform. And this is where the whole fight starts. Now, the 4 suspects immediately cuffed and charged, hindering persecution and concealment of corpse. These were the accusations at the time, which then allowed them for ankle monitoring. And that's how they were released, the terms on which they were released. They wear an ankle bracelet and are on house arrest at this time. As they fight through the system, the perpetrators are going back to court. So they were seen Friday. Jeffrey Mackey and his girlfriend Alexis Nieves were seen without any further penalty back onto the streets, prancing, holding hands in bouquets of little purple flowers. So Amanda Wallace and Stephen Brown, assumed alleged once lover turned killer, will be seen on Monday. So, on Monday, the last 2 will be seen, and we'll know more then. So, Governor Kathy Hochul captured attention. This was before, I believe this was before Nieves and Mackey were seen on Friday. She was on Good Day New York talking about how unfair it was to release and allow freedom to serious offenders who violate the laws to a disgraceful degree. And by the time the Suffolk County DA hit back on the same show, the new bail reform had been approved in court, but though he wanted to stress that the pressures on local PD was extremely great and that she misunderstood that the blame would cause distrust and divestment. And so that's why I think he wanted to make sure that he took a stand and appeared on that show, same show, same length of time given, and, got his clap back, I say. So Senator Anthony Palumbo and Assemblyman Michael Durso spoke against the judgment as well to release the suspects into the public, introducing the bill to make concealment of corpse or dismemberment a Class E felony, to disallow this atrocity to be repeated without appropriate action taken by the judicial process. The level of charge would be the bottom tier of felonious crime. The change entirely would bring the ability to stop the criminal from having freedom to further commit, and also, cause deterrence for anybody with that mentality. So probably we'll hear more tomorrow, when the last two and the alleged lover turned killer are seen in court. And I'll see you guys again soon next on my Son de Framp. Goodbye.